Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, to my new video. This week's video I'm very excited about because it's one that I love to watch but have little faith in my ability to complete. We're going to be trying to finish, well I am going to be trying to finish all the books on my TBR this month. I specifically set a TBR for this month, which I haven't done in a very long time. Maybe even, I don't know if I ever set a TBR last year, so maybe even in a whole year I haven't set a TBR. I specifically set a TBR to do this video, trying to finish my TBR for the month. Did I say that? I probably did. I think these are really fun videos to watch, but it is the 18th of January, which means we have just under 2 weeks. Actually, including today, we have exactly 2 weeks. It's just simply not physically possible. Well, it's physically possible, but realistically it's not going to happen considering my reading pace at the moment. Whilst I have been reading, we still have a lot of progress to be made in this book, and that's because I decided the first book of the year that I was going to read was going to be Crescent City by Sarah J Maas, which, if you don't know, is a very long book. I have been pretty consistently reading this, not as much at night, which is what we need to get into in this video, like setting out at least like ideally an hour every night that I can read. That's gonna be a real like something that we need to do. We'll get into this book in a minute. Before we do that, I want to show you my TBR. So first we have Crescent City, the first book, House of Earth and Blood. We match. Then we have a new release for the month, which I'm really excited about because I loved this author's best book that I read from them, Graceless Heart by Isabel Ibanez. Kind of similarly to her other book, What the River Knows. I think it's going to be kind of like a historical situation with a bit of magic, but it feels like it's based in the real world with just a bit of magic sprinkled on top. But historical real world, not like real world today. This is set in Florence. I believe the main character, Ravina, gets, I don't know if she enters into a competition or for some reason she's having to do some sort of like quests or tasks. And I think there's probably a little bit of romance, but overall I'm very excited. I loved What the River Knows. We have Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, which I haven't actually heard much about. I think it came out towards the end of last year. I'm really not sure what it's about, but I love Stephanie Garber's way of like creating almost like an Alice in Wonderland, what's real, what's not feeling to her book. So I feel like we're going to get a lot of that. Alchemy of Secrets kind of gives that. And then we have Never Over by Claire Gilmore. Claire Gilmore was my favourite author from last year. I read 2 of her books because she only has 3 books, this being the 3rd. And I loved both of them. In a year where I didn't read much, those 2 were incredible books. This one, I have been meaning to read. I just haven't gotten there. I don't know why. It sounds really good. Something about it is like, it almost sounds too good to be true. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, an author that I love, the plot sounds like something that I'd really enjoy. I don't know, sounds too good to be true. But hopefully we'll get to it this month. It is about Paige, who is a songwriter, and I believe she's like got a bit of writer's block. She's run out of ideas, so she asks her ex-boyfriend, who's like a roadie, I think, for like I think he's a roadie. She asks him to date her again and like, I guess, break her heart again so she can write more songs. That sounds a bit cliche, like I don't know about that. One thing I really loved about Claire's other books was that they felt very real. I don't know if that feels that real. That's a very book thing. I don't think anyone in real life would do that, but I have faith. I'm willing to give her some leeway on that. In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. I feel like this could be a good one to throw on an audiobook. I think I read the last book in this series on audiobook and I quite enjoyed that. So we might be doing that, but this I think is the final book in I'm not sure what this series is called. It's Madison, who's the last sibling. She was the one who was off at culinary school or working in a culinary job. I think she was at culinary school, and everyone thought she was like off doing great, feeling great, but turns out wasn't as great as she was making it out to be. So she's come home to Rome, Kentucky. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. This one is the one that I'm least like excited about, because none of these books have been like amazing to me, but they are good enough that I am willing to read this, you know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books on my TBR, which isn't a very long TBR, but considering the size of Crescent City, I mean, can you blame me? We're going to attempt to finish those before February. I know I'm already like being pessimistic, but I just don't see how that is physically possible to get through these 5 books in 2 weeks when I have this much left of Crescent City. Even if I didn't have to read Crescent City, I still don't think I'd get through those 4. Maybe old me would, but I'm busy. I'm a busy girl. I don't have time to sit around and read. Before we get on, I'll tell you how I'm feeling about Crescent City so far. This is the last of Sarah J Maas's series that I have to read. I've been putting it off because I don't usually like an urban fantasy, and that's what this is, which, if you don't know, an urban fantasy is a fantasy that's kind of set in modern day, real world now. There'll be like cell phones? Do we say cell phone? And I just don't know if I really love that mix. It feels very like Tumblr vibes. So I feel like around the time when Tumblr was big, urban fantasy was all the rage. I had low hopes for this, but I have actually been really, really enjoying it so far. I'm actually quite up the way through. Let's see. I'm nearly 300 pages through. Hopefully it'll pick up as we go on and it'll get like more entertaining, because saying I'm 300 pages through, I don't feel like that much has happened. So we're following Bryce. Beginning of the book loses her friend in a really, really tragic way, and it was actually quite like, because we saw more of her and her friend than I expected that we would, so it was like a little bit of a ooh when that happened. Not much has developed. She's basically been tasked by I think the governor of their like city to find out what killed her friend, because it's killing more people. Just been like kind of bickering, arguing, and trying to figure out what this monster is, but not really. We haven't really figured anything out yet. We're just kind of like doing not much, but it's still enjoyable. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I expected to, but I'm not like obsessed with it. I'm not like, oh, I need to sit down and read. I want to know what happened next. I also anticipated this being more confusing. I've heard people say that this series is very confusing to start, like, and you need to give it time to like, and you will get it. I don't really understand that. I don't find it more confusing than any other fantasy series in terms of like learning names of things and like the social hierarchy and stuff like that. Should we set ourselves a little goal today to get to a certain number of pages? We're at 273 and it is 12:30. We try and get through 100 pages. We're on page 273. Let's try and get to 39. So we're on chapter 27 and we're going to get to chapter 39. I just have to read that. I'll see you. I'm probably going to do some journaling right now, but at some point today we will pick the book up and we will read. Morning people. 7:35. I have 25 minutes actually until I need to, well, I don't need to leave for work, but until I plan to leave. That's really not ideal. Like, I really ideally want to get into a much better sleep routine where I'm waking up ideally 2 hours before I need to leave to work, so I can like have part of my day before I leave to work. But last night I didn't get to sleep very early, and I'm not that mad about it because I already got into the book. I didn't get to chapter 39 like I said that we wanted to, but I got to chapter 35. We're nearly halfway through. I intended to just read probably a chapter or two, because honestly, by the time I actually started reading, I didn't start reading when I said I was going to start reading. By the time I actually started reading, it was already kind of late. I'm just going to read a chapter or two, and then I just kept turning the page. I just kept turning the page over and over again. It's not very action-packed. I assume that's probably, well, I don't know if I assume, but I would expect, based on her other books, that that's going to change as it goes. I don't know what to think about this series, because obviously, like, my opinion might be different, and I have had it before where, like, a series has come out and, like, I've read it a long time after everybody else, or, like, a little bit after everybody else, and everybody else was disappointed in a certain book, specifically the last book. And I actually ended up, like, liking it. Like, didn't think it was the best book in the series, but wasn't disappointed with the end of the story. That's what happened with Once Upon a Broken Heart, so I'm wondering if that's what's going to happen with this one, because I know that the overall sentiment for this series is that the last book was not a great ending. We'll see. That's kind of like a tough situation to be in, because all of the books are so long. So if you don't like the last book, then you don't like a whole third of the series, and the third of the series is 1800 fucking pages, or like more than that. 1800, 800. What I was saying, why I'm saying that is that since there's not much action, I'm almost wondering if the whole series is going to be like that. I would assume not, because I feel like the other Sarah J Maas series that I've read, it's similar. The first book especially is very low stakes, and I wouldn't say it's low stakes, but it's just low action. There's no other way I can really describe it. But I did start to really enjoy it last night. I honestly wish I had a little bit of time this morning to read before work, but I obviously do not. By the way, I love this blush. I got my mum and my sister mini Merit blushes for Christmas, in like a little gift bag situation that I put together for them. So jealous, I got my own in Stockholm. I expected it to be a little bit of a what am I doing? I expected it to be a little bit of a cooler pink. It is a cool pink, but it's a little bit brighter than it looks online, because it's kind of like a balmy texture. It's very thin, and I hate thick makeup. I feel like I'm like always touching my face and almost like scratching makeup off, not purposefully, but I touch my face a lot. I can't help it. Okay. See you later. Hey guys, I'm home from work and I got some reading done on my lunch break. I actually am really getting into the book. Like, I'm starting to actually really like it. I don't know if I feel like the plot's picking up massively, but I like our characters, and there's kind of like a murder, well, not kind of like there's like a murder mystery plot kind of going on. So it's fun. Just about to hit chapter 39, which is funnily enough where I wanted to get to yesterday. One thing about the book, which I don't remember if this is typical of all Sarah J Maas books, I think it might be, because or I've read another book where this same thing happened, because I remember thinking this before. She jumps perspectives. All of it I think is in third person. Like, you're never like, I am Bryce, you know what I mean? But she jumps like, what? Third person, who the third person is focusing on. I don't know what that's called. She jumps in like the middle of, not the middle of a sentence, but like the middle of chapters, just all over the place randomly, which can get a little bit confusing sometimes. But to be fair, I do think she's quite good at, writing, obviously. That's why I like to read her books. So it does become quite clear if I have like missed that we have jumped to someone else. It becomes clear to me very quick, and I'm not like, why would they think that? We're getting somewhere. They've started to figure things out, but we are not even halfway through the book, so I doubt anything that they have figured out is going to amount to much of anything. But they are definitely starting to like fancy each other, like kind of a lot. But they're kind of strange. I'm not going to read right now. I'm going to edit because I have a video to edit and I'm slacking. So I'm going to edit right now and have dinner and then wash my hair, have a cup of tea, light a candle, have an early night and read. That sounds like a fun time. And since I'm like into the book, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I will actually do that. Yeah, a load of this. Bryce knew he only had enough time to either draw a weapon or shove her out of the way. He chose her. That's what... I didn't realise. I'm so... I need to kind of get ready a little bit for the day, but I haven't been able to put the book down. How great is that? So I was on like chapter 46 this morning when I like got up, and now I'm on chapter 51. Isn't that the best when you just like keep picking up the book and you just keep picking it up and you're just making progress? Really starting to pick up. We're starting to figure things out. Romance aspect is like, I really like them for each other. There's literally been zero like communication about the fact that they clearly fancy each other. But to be fair, they both have pretty decent reasons for like not being very open. My entire race was killed and it's my fault. So I can't date you. So far we have a little bit of like other characters coming in and like I guess found family, as you would say, forming, which is kind of what I expected from the series. It's what you get from, I mean, I say all, she only has 3 series, but the other 2 Sarah J Maas series, the best part in my opinion is meeting all these characters along the way, and then by the like last few books, them all having this like all these different dynamics and this like found family kind of. So I'm interested to see how that progresses, because I do expect that to happen, but in this book so far we have really been focused on the 2 main characters, Bryce and Hunt. I should put a little spoiler warning on this because I do kind of want to just like have a little open discussion right now about some of the spoilery things. So I'll give you a little timestamp to move to if you haven't read the book. Some of my theories. I'm not buying the whole pack of devils. What a dumb fucking name. Being like killed like that. I don't know. I mean, I just got past the bit where Hunt and Bryce killed the what's it called, the Christophilus, I don't know. They just killed that, and immediately I said, okay, so that wasn't very hard. That didn't take you guys very long. They surely could have handled that. Like, all those wolves surely could have handled that. Maybe like one of them would have died, someone would have been injured, whatever, but I'm not buying it. But they already kind of dealt with that and were like, oh, maybe it wasn't that, maybe it was another demon that killed them. I don't know, I'm just not buying it. What about a Danica plot twist where Danica ends up being like a bad guy? That could be kind of fun. In like a, not in like a straight up like I'm evil way, but in like a morally, you know, her interpretation, her trying to do good, but, you know, bad means. I don't know, I could see it. Because we just heard from Sabina that she stole the horn. And I'm just sat here like, why didn't Bryce know that? If you two are this, why didn't you know that? I don't know, it's a little bit, ooh. So, I don't know why the wolves are so fucking rude to Bryce. Like, what's his name? Ithan. I get it that your brother died, but it is not Bryce's fault. And also, who gives a shit that she, like, sat with someone in the bathroom? Who cares? They weren't dating. They were just, he literally asked her on a date. And she begrudgingly, after much effort, said, okay, fine, we can go on a date. That is not, is it a shame that he died that night? It's a shame. It is a shame. It is a damn shame. I'm really sad about Connor. He seemed like such a vibe. I don't like that slut-shaming behaviour coming from the wolves. And she was like, oh, it's their way. Once, you know, once you're saying that you're gonna go on a date, I guess you're claimed. Okay. What is that archaic behaviour? This is the modern day. We have cell phones and backward caps. Let's be realistic, people. No, I just thought that was weird. Also, how did her texts get leaked? Why are you all reading them? Have some boundaries. And then being like, while they were there getting killed. While they were there getting killed, you were out drinking and doing drugs. And it's like, she already is beating herself up so much for that, because she's, you know, grief mind is like, oh, I should have been there, I could have done something. Even if that is the case and she's got some sort of like power because she's got this weird rage thing going on, even if that is the case and she could have done something, you don't know that. As far as you know, she's a half-breed fae with no powers. So you wanted her to be there and die too? God forbid. That's not nice. Maybe you should have been there. Maybe you should have been there, not playing at your sunball game. I mean, obviously I don't truly believe that because I've got sense, but clearly you don't. They're like, oh, if Danica hadn't been sending you text about where you were, she could have. No, that's not how it works, sorry. Maybe if Danica didn't want to die, she should have come out instead of staying in for her pack night. I'm being silly now, but you know what I mean. I always find like an injustice like that just like annoying. I'm like, yeah, we're all sad that they died. Why are we blaming the half human, half fae? Like, what was she meant to do? Okay. Let's go. Morning, people. It's pretty dark. I just have my one light on, but I have to get ready quickly. I have like 30 minutes until I have to leave. I was reading last night. I feel like we started yesterday. I can't remember exactly, but I feel like we were in the 40% of the book. I feel like we were in the 40s, and then I read a lot when I woke up yesterday morning. I think we got to around like 50 something percent, like by the day. And like as I went to bed, I was probably hitting like 60. Now I'm at 75%. I'm so excited. I read so much yesterday. I feel like I must have read like around 200 pages. As well as that, I was thinking as I was reading last night, like, oh, could this be a 5-star? Like, would I rate this a 5-star? Like, debating it. And honestly, I don't really give a shit whether it is a 5-star or not. The fact that I'm sat there thinking about it means that it must be a really great book that I'm really enjoying. So that's a win. That is a win, and I'm very, very happy about that. The like mystery or like the overall plot that they're trying to figure out is kind of a little bit like hard to follow, in that it's just lots of little avenues of it, and they like keep finding tiny little pieces of information and aren't sure if it's right and stuff. So it's a little bit hard to follow, but I'm not even really trying that hard. I'm just having a good time reading it, which is just the best feeling ever. I freaking love the characters. I think Bryce and Hun are so cute and like good for each other and nice and kind and treat each other well, and it's just so sweet. Do we want to hit a little spoiler moment so I can just get some thoughts out? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, spoiler warning for Crescent City. That fucking croissant situation, crazy. So strange, like mocking Danika's Danica, is her name Danica? I think it is. Danika's death. Like, I get that they didn't really like her all that much, and like, well, I mean, Amelie didn't really like her all that much, and like wanted her role, her job. Like, you have it, good job. You're the alpha, babe. Why are you mocking her death? Like, and like, not even. That's such a mean thing to do on the anniversary of someone's death, to fucking hijack their croissants and like write trash on them. Also, I thought when they went into the office and they told Sabina what had happened, like why they had done that, she would have a feeling about it, because I thought like that we broke the shell a little bit of her when we discovered that she hadn't, killed Danica, and she was like, I was trying to cover up for her. I thought we maybe broke the shell a little bit of like, oh, she does care. No, apparently fucking not. Apparently she doesn't give two rats ass because she used it as an excuse to take Hunt's wings. That was really sad. That coming immediately after the like Bryce getting that gunk out of her leg. Can I just say that felt like birth? Like, I was reading that scene and it felt like she was giving birth. The way that he was sat there. Like, you can do this just a bit longer. Whoa. Hey guys. Thought I'd just pop in before I call it a night. I probably will be reading some more tonight because it's Wednesday, and I think I said I wanted this to be done Wednesday, Thursday. Possible. We could finish this tomorrow. I still have like 200-ish pages to read. That could be doable depending on how fast paced it is. Something kind of crazy just happened. Big plot twist. I did not see it coming. It felt very quick. Like, things changed very quick, and it was very out of character is maybe what I want to say. I didn't get any sense that we're hiding these things. The way that it happened almost like made me laugh rather than laugh. That was very British. Laugh. Almost made me laugh rather than be like, oh my god, or like, because it was so like dramatic high schoolers breaking up. It's just what it felt like. It was like, no, why? And everyone else has just stood around you like, that's not put me off it. It just like happened so fast. And also we've come to a conclusion, which we have 200 pages left, so it could be unraveled, that I'm like, damn, if that's really the answer, like, damn, that sucks. I'm thinking it's not, since we have 200 pages left, but we'll see. I'm now gonna go shower and then I'll read, obviously, tonight, and we will see where we get to. Hey guys! It's Thursday evening, isn't it? I have like 70 pages left. I'm in the 90% of Crescent City. Good. We've had some plot twists. We've had some crazy happenings at the end. We're still trying to like wrap it up. I'm not really sure what's going to happen in the end, but I thought the twist was good. Not something so out of the realm of possibility that I could have never like thought of it. I feel like I did kind of like, maybe that's what it is. I had another moment last night though where I was like a little bit cringe. Like, why'd you just do that? You just embarrassed yourself in front of all these people and it's just embarrassing. I'll try and finish the book actually before bed so I can start another one tonight. I don't know how realistic that is going to be. I'm doing great. Now I've got to eat something because I haven't had anything to eat. I've been reading them on my phone most of today, but I literally have 5% left of the book, so I figured I should film. So I'm going to grab my Kindle. Wait. That's not what I'm on. Wait for it. This is where we are. 90. How long do we have left of the book? 51 minutes. I don't think. No way. Ew. You are joking. Ew, what the fuck? Give me the ick. Oh! I like that. I love them. Now come say it to my face. What a journey. That took me so long. It's Friday night, which means it's the weekend. Woo. So, we finished Crescent City yesterday. I don't feel a need to really like give you much of a review now or like my thoughts because I feel like I did tell you how I was feeling the whole time. I really, really liked it and I'm really excited for the next book. I rated it at 4.5 on my Goodreads. But honestly, it's like, it's verging on I wasn't like 4.5 at a stretch. I was like, is it 4.75? But I went for 4.5. I really, really liked it. And I'm excited for the next book because I think people like the next book, maybe even a little bit more. Maybe I won't, but it's a good sign. Not excited for the last book. I'm scared. I'm scared of how bad it could be because how bad could it be? If everyone's agreed that it's really bad, like it must be really bad and I just don't understand how bad it could be and how is it that bad? I guess I'll find out. I picked up Never Over last night. I've only read like 25 pages. Yeah, I'm on chapter 3. So this is the Claire Gilmore book. I really debated between starting this and then starting Graceless Heart. Honestly, I feel like I was maybe slightly more in the mood for a fantasy, so I could end up like maybe picking this up tomorrow and kind of interchanging them. That's kind of, I haven't done that in a really long time, read 2 books at once. So I might do that. I liked the first 2. I'm on the 3rd. I like the first 2 chapters of this already, so I'm excited to get into it. Scene is, we have Paige, who is a aspiring songwriter, and she meets with this called song music manager guy, and he's like, I really love your music, your lyrics are lacking, we have a couple options here. You can kind of like sign over, you can sign this contract and we're going to mash up your lyrics. I'll bring someone in to do it. Or if you want, we can have a little handshake deal and you can go away and you can try and improve these songs a bit, and then, you know, come back and we'll you know, see where we are there. Then, so she decides to do that, and I think from what I know is going to happen is she's going to try and contact her ex-boyfriend to date her and re-break her heart, is what she said. Yeah, it looks like we're doing past present timeline, so we'll see how I feel about that. I usually enjoy that, but we will see. It's cute. I'm about 100 pages in. I was having a fantastic time. I'm still having a good time. There is something off. And I don't know if it's been happening the whole time or if it just like clicked. Like I just noticed a sentence that I was like, oh, that's just a bit like cringe. Like the way you said that is just like, it's not giving this, but the only thing that comes to my mind is like Fedora Man. It's not that, but something to that. I thought they were really cute, and I still do. Like, I'm still enjoying it. Like, I'm not putting it down. There's just something odd, something surface level. Every chapter they are telling each other so much information. There's no like, oh, I'm gonna keep that to myself for a second because I'm not quite there yet. And it just feels a bit like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, whoa. Hoping that if it doesn't go away, that it just is kind of bearable. So there's 3 ways that this can go. I can't remember the first 2, but it was like third, I steal your heart. Did he say that? No. Did he actually say that? Wait. Okay, I just had a thought of maybe what one of my problems is. They are saying everything. Nothing is left to like you reading in between the lines and like seeing it in the way they treat each other, or sometimes it's the things you don't say. Sometimes it's the things you don't say, and they are saying everything, every fucking chance that they get. I've seen them together 3 times since like they've reunited, and every single time has been like this declaration of like care, which is just too fucking much. You know what I mean? Like, I want to feel that you're obsessed with her. I don't need you to tell me every 2 fucking seconds. This scene would have been, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I feel like I shouldn't at this point, but it would have been really fucking cute if it was just a little bit more, I don't think nuanced is the right word, maybe subtle. Like, I like the outline of these characters. I love the outline of this guy. I feel like he could be a great love interest. But the actual, what I'm getting on paper is falling a bit flat because it's so like, this is exactly what we feel. This is exactly what we say. It's annoying me actually more than I feel like it would if I just like was like, oh, I just don't think I'm vibing with this, because I'm like, we're so close. We're really so close to the point, but we are just slightly missing the mark. Oh, this is not good. Try get dry. Yeah, run around, try get dry. Good boy. I'm gonna be very honest, I am losing interest. Because it's like, I have all the answers I need. I don't even actually know the exact situation of why they're broken up, but I do. You know, I get it, I do. I don't need to know, I don't care. This is a bit of a shame. I really want to be done. I'm not DNFing because that just feels just like an awful thing. But I really want to be done. But I also can't be bothered to sit here and read 50. I've got about 50 pages left, okay? I want to be done before tonight so I can start a new book tonight. That's the goal. Hold me to it. Pinky, thank you. This is me doing a pinky promise with you. Thank you. When I tell you, these two are just back and forth between I love you so much, baby, I love you so much, I love you more than anything, you invented me. She literally said, you invented me. Don't say that to a man, ever. And crying like, oh, it's literally just... They live in just intensities constantly. Jesus. I'm getting... Ooh. I just finished Never Over. Shockingly, really liked the epilogue. So random. The epilogue was really good for some reason. I don't know. Never Over. I'm not going to talk too long right now because I feel like we really have fully dissected my feelings and thoughts on this book. I just feel like it could have used a little bit more time, I guess. It didn't have the same just like easy, real quality that I really felt in her other books. I almost kind of want to reread, especially Love Interest, because I'm like, did I miss something? Am I like rose-colored glasses or something? Which is not a great sign when like a book makes you look back on previous books you read and like, was that as good as I thought it was? Because the thing that I loved so much about this book is something that I really feel like was missing. So soppy, I feel like is like the word I'm looking for. Like everything had to be like a I love you so much. Like it was never just like silly. It always had to be an I love you so much, and it can never be like unspoken. It always had to be I love you so much, you are everything to me, you're my world. Like, what is that? What is that? Do we have to do that? It's not even romantic, it's just fucking icky and annoying. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to rate this 3 stars because I read it obviously really fast. It did keep me pretty engaged. I mean, I did fall off a little bit at the end. I was last night, this morning, thinking a 4-star, but I need to be honest and just say that I did not really enjoy the last probably 100 pages. The first half of the book, the first 100 pages I really liked. The second 100 pages I was like, okay, you're losing me, but I'm still having a good time. And the last 100 pages I wasn't having the best time. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't, I wasn't wanting to really continue, or like I didn't really care what was going to happen next because I knew what was going to happen. Anyways, Never Over is done. Don't expect me to keep up with this reading pace because I read that so quickly. I actually can't believe how quickly I read that. I'm going to fill out my book journal now. But it's like 11:45. I didn't just get up. I probably got up an hour ago, but I've been getting up slowly. How shit is that? It's 11:45. What a waste. I started Graceless Heart last night. I'm not very far in. I feel like this one's gonna take longer to read. 35, 36 pages in. I'm on chapter 4. We're just getting started. All that's happened, like the setup, is we have this young lady, Ravina. She has a little bit of magic. They don't like magic. People don't like magic. But it's not like necessarily illegal, but you might get outcast for it and you might like die for it. So it's a little bit of a she must use a little tiny part of it because her brother has been captured and is being held in a box in a box hanging from the sky. So she wants to enter this competition, this sculpting competition, because she's a sculptor apparently. She wants to enter this competition because the prize is whatever you want, a boon, as she said. I'm not very far in. Don't have any feelings yet. Now, I don't know how much reading I'm gonna get done today because I really honestly want to focus on getting some stuff done today. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna confirm with myself how many days I have left to finish these books and kind of the speed that I should be going at if I do want to get them finished, because I feel like I could now. At the start I really didn't think I could, but now I'm feeling like, okay, 3 books, I can finish these. But yeah, we'll see. I've had a day. I'm like pretty high anxiety. I'm actually not, but like I'm like anticipating anxiety. If you have OCD, you might understand that. Like, I feel like I should be anxious right now. Graceless Heart. We've made progress. Not as much as... Honestly, like, I'm not even going to say that because I'm not mad. This says I'm on chapter... I believe that's 9. No, I don't speak Italian. I think it's Italian. I'm not into it yet, but I'm not put off by it. There's an interesting romance potential, and the other, like the main plot, the magic is interesting. Do I think I'm gonna finish my TBR by Friday? Friday isn't even the last day of the month, but I kind of want to upload this video on Friday. But am I gonna upload the video the same day that I finish it? Probably fucking not. I also started listening to In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. Literally, I don't even think I finished the first chapter, so I don't have anything to say about that. I don't know if I really want to read that. I'm always like, why did I buy that book? I guess I bought it because I wanted to have the complete series, but like I don't really have that much interest in it, so that's a lesson. I'm quite late for work. Let's just see where I got to in Graceless Heart. I read it on my Kindle. I did buy it on my Kindle, and it was like full price. It was $8.99, which is not ideal, but the Kindle really changed the game in terms of reading. I read that much more, which is great. 156 pages in. I'm having a good time. Guys! We're gonna keep this quick because it's actually not that late. I think it's 8:30. But I'm gonna try and get in bed early so I can read because I've been enjoying my book. Spoiler alert! But before we get into that, listen to a bit more of In Your Dreams today. We are making progress through 2 books simultaneously. Incredible scenes. 74 pages through, roughly. I'm like nearly on chapter 8 because I've been listening to this exclusively on audiobook when I'm like downtime. How do I feel about it? This is a nothing burger for me. If I was physically reading this, I don't know if I would be like, if I would have any need to, but it is completely passable to inject it straight into my ears while I'm doing other boring things. We'll see if I finish this. I don't know. I just like this isn't gonna do it for me anymore. I'm sorry, it isn't gonna do it for me anymore. What we really need to get to, Graceless Heart. I have been having a really fun time with this. I'm about 40% through, and there's a romance. If you like, Morley Gray is wrong as well. He's a murderer. Like, he murdered people in front of her. If you like Grey, love interest, if you like that kind of character, you will like this, because he's very like, I'm evil and everyone thinks I'm evil. And she's very like, is the only one who'll stand up to him and look him in the eye. Like, it's cringe, but it's not cringe. Saying that is cringe. Maybe it is a little bit cringe. Ooh, but in a good way, maybe in a good way. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I like their dynamic. The thing I will say is that things seem to be shifting very quickly. Like, it went from like one thing to opening up very quickly. I'm not mad at it. I did just note that. And I have to say that I noted it, because I think if you're noticing, oh, the pace of that was kind of fast, that's not, you don't want to be noticing that. You want it to just flow nicely, don't you? So I'll say that. But nevertheless, I'm gonna get tucked up in bed. I'm tucked up in bed, guys. I'm gonna get all tucked up in bed, and I'm gonna crack this guy open. Hey guys, remember the other day when I was like, oh my god, I'm so late, I have like 20 minutes. Well, today I have 10, so oh my god, I'm so late, and it's my book's fault again because I stayed up late reading. I'm not mad at it. Any time that I like am so into the book that I'm just gonna keep reading is a time worth reading, even if it is 1 in the morning. I have to be up for 7 the next day. 343 pages through, so about 120, 130 left. I'm really liking it. It's not like a perfect book, like, you know, it's not a 5-star. It's really good. So a really prevalent theme in this book, which I don't know if I've ever read about before, and is really interesting. It's religion, specifically like Catholic guilt, but like the Pope as like a side character. We see a little bit of him actually as perspective, but mainly he's like a distant, overarching, like, you know, person. Interesting, but also kind of like sad and disappointing to see like the powers in religion, like the human powers of head of church, Pope, and people who work alongside him, abusing the faith, and even more so than the faith, the fear that these people have surrounding religion. Usually in a book you'll have a character being blackmailed for some specific reason that you are like, my girl can't get around this, god damn it. Or maybe you're like, no, she can't get around this, but they can't, you know, whatever. But in this case, it's like, do what I say and I will save your soul. Literally do what you say, do what I say, and I'll make sure you go to heaven. And like, they believe that. They believe that wholeheartedly, and that is just so, it's an interesting dynamic to read, because like she is like wanting to, these people are wanting to do other things, or they have this sense of like what is happening is wrong, like it doesn't feel right, but like my soul, like he said he would, if I did this, then my soul would be saved. I don't know, I just thought that was really interesting. But yeah, it got really good last night. I'm thinking I might maybe finish it tonight. We have 1 minute, literally. My alarm clock is gonna go off in a sec. Oh. Okay, my alarm just went off. It said, let's go. And I'm about ready, so I'm gonna go. And I'll get back to you later and we'll do some more reading. I'm going to sleep. But I am also going to read some more. I think we have under 100 pages left. I have like 60-ish pages left, and I'm kind of ready for it to be done. You people are not going to believe the news I have for you. I just finished Graceless Heart. Yay! I'm so proud of myself. Like, I really got through some books. This is like amazing. Thoughts finishing it. Overall, I definitely really liked it. Definitely, if there's a sequel, I would read it. The end lost my interest a little bit. Once they like, the romance was like romancing, I guess you could say, I lost a little bit of interest. But the start and the middle, like the angst, the like back and forth, the development of the romance was great. My own, like, I just honestly, comparing it to the other book of hers that I read, obviously I liked that a lot more. I think I just loved the setting of Egypt, and I'm just a little bit more into that than I'm into the setting of Florence, and that's okay. That is okay too. What's gonna happen now? I think we're gonna end it, because in your dreams, I think I'm gonna soft DNF this actually, because there could be a time when I really fancy a book like this. So what's the point of like pushing through it and just skimming and reading it to have it done, just for the sake to have it done, when I don't think it's bad. I just am not really in the mood for a romance like this. So I'm actually going to soft DNF this and put it back on my TBR. And then Alchemy of Secrets, I think we're just going to have to call it a miss on this one. I didn't necessarily succeed, but this definitely does not feel like failure. That's kind of inspiring. I read some really fun books. No like mind-blowing books, but I enjoyed every book that I read to a certain extent, and that, what more can you ask for? I'm going to end this video here. I really hope you enjoyed watching it. I'll see you next time. Bye.